When I say Mason Mount isn't the reason we're going to fix this issue, I'm deluded. But when Tuchel says it, I hope you listen, because that's exactly what he said. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Kavkas View, and today we have got 3 major topics that we're going to talk about. Number 1, Reece James is apparently a water polo player. Tuchel is hilarious. Number 2, Mason Mount is not going to solve all our issues. And Tuchel speaks out about this and he rants. He literally rants like I did yesterday. Number 3, Timo Werner. Timo Werner has switched agencies and he's ready to cut from Chelsea. Big show. Make sure you stick around. The whole press conference will be covered, so make sure you stay to the end. No excuses. But obviously, there is a lot more in this video. But before we continue, I need a massive favor. 200 likes. Listen, those likes matter, especially at times when there's no transfer windows. YouTube's not pushing me to show new people my video. When you guys hit the like button, it tells YouTube, listen, we like Alex. Alex is cool. Alex is good. Send him to other people. So please do me a favor. It really means a lot to me. But let's keep going. 200 likes, yeah? So we're going to start off with the Timo Werner story, and then we're going to move into the press conference with all the Reece James and Mason Mount stuff. But Julian Nagelsmann and Timo Werner now said the same representation. The same agency is in charge of them. And what you're going to say, why is that important, Alex? Why is that important? Well, number 1, it's important because they know each other from the past. They both worked together. They loved it. They had a lot of success. And Timo was the best variation of Timo. And number 2, Julian Nagelsmann is the manager of Bayern Munich. And how does this all tie up? Well, an insider at Chelsea, Matt Law, he can pretend not to be an insider. We know he has sources within the club. He's ridiculously accurate. He is ridiculously reliable. And when he says something, 9 out of 10 times, it is spot on to the T. And he openly says that Timo Werner is unhappy. Timo Werner is considering his options because he's not happy with the number of game time he's getting. For me, this is not a shock. This is exactly what is meant to happen. Timo Werner is 24, 25 years old. If he's not going to be playing first team regular football, he can't be bench warming for the whole season. He won't be starting for Germany in the Qatar World Cup. He wants to be representing his country and he wants to play football. So this makes sense. He changes agency, pushes pressure on Tuchel and the board, and finally he's got alternative options, which are Dortmund and Bayern Munich, both interested. Now we're going to go into the injury news. Injury news, Mason Mount is back. Mason Mount should be playing tomorrow. It looks like he is set to start based on the way Thomas Tuchel spoke about him. It was very positive, but he did have the rant, which I'm going to talk about later. Reece James is still out. Reece James is most definitely still out. And N'Golo Kante is out as well. Christian Pulisic, well, you know the deal, he's always out. Mason Mount is the most polarizing character that we have at Chelsea. Some people love him, some people hate him, and I don't understand the people that hate him, but I do not understand the people that overrate him. At the end of the day, Mason Mount is extremely talented, and there's a school of thought that is being thought about now that without Mason Mount, we can't get wins. We can't be pressing. And Tuchel shut that in the bud today. He basically said, look, when Mason Mount's performing, and that was the key. He goes, we took him off against Spurs. We took him off against Spurs because he wasn't performing. And we still had a great second half. So it's not about him. We can't be premeditating, pre-focused on the fact that if Mason Mount doesn't play, we're not going to perform well. And then he went on to go on a rant for like a minute or two, and he spoke about N'Golo Kante didn't play, Reece James didn't play, Christian Pulisic didn't play, and he even said Christian Pulisic intensity, the sprints. If they're not here, then what? Why are you not talking about that? It can't always be a fiasco about Mason Mount, and that's exactly what I say. Mason Mount is not the solution to our problems because our problems are deeper than the surface. We need to relay the foundation before we can start going, oh, this is a nice sofa for the house. This is a great TV for the house. You can't be on an unstable surface, and our creativity issues are based on the foundation and not the auxiliary part. This part made me laugh as well. He said, I don't know how Reece James is going to be out on England duty unless he's playing water polo. Yes, unless he's playing water polo, because he's in the pool. He's not training, he's nowhere near in contention, and it's not likely that he's going to be playing for England. He said he's not going to be going, so this is good. This is good news. As well as Callum Hudson-Odoi, neither one of them is going on England duty. Both can recover, both can be at Chelsea for the next 2 weeks. Keep fresh, keep motivated, put some doubt into Tuchel's head about, are we the right players that you're going to be selecting, or are you going to stick with your conventional default 11? So hopefully this is a great opportunity for them to prove themselves. But it did make me laugh when he said the only way he's representing England is if he's playing water polo. He was asked about Tino Livramento, and for me this was very interesting because he spoke out about it. He said, look, we offered him everything. We offered him an opportunity. We offered him an opportunity to compete with Reece and Azpilicueta. He rejected it. He said the squad wasn't too big. We would have kept him around. He would have been in and around the squad. He would have been playing here and there. But the kid chose to move on, and that's what happens in football. And for me, this is it. This has to be nipped in the bud. We can't have every time Tino has a good game, oh, we should have kept Tino. Every time Tammy scores a goal, we should have kept Tammy. Or every time Angerin scores a goal, we should have kept Angerin. It doesn't work like that. This is the motto of the game. Youth players get sold on all the time. If they're not ready to make the step up, sometimes they're not even given the opportunity. They get sold on. Look at Callum Hudson-Odoi, not getting an opportunity. They asked him whether standards have slipped, and if standards have slipped, what's going on? And he openly stated and reiterated, look, standards haven't slipped. It's just sometimes results don't go your way. It didn't work out against Manchester City. It was a highly energetic side that we played that wants to retain possession. And it didn't work out against Juventus, who's a pragmatic side. And at the end of the day, stuff like this happened. We've lost before, 2 games in a row, then we recovered against Leicester. So it's about time now that we recover. And we have to come back with a bang. And I think that's important, the way he said that. We need to beat Southampton. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. This has to be a certified win. We can't afford to drop points. I found it very interesting when he spoke about Romelu Lukaku, because when he spoke about Romelu Lukaku, he was very open and honest about the players that he has a great relationship with. And I was considering that. I was like, whoa. He openly said Mason Mount and Romelu Lukaku have a great relationship. They consistently look for each other. There's good combination play. Mateo Kovacic pokes the ball through to him consistently, plays off him, makes runs in behind. However, the others don't do it as much. And for me, I was like, whoa, did you just say that? Man, his press conferences are so entertaining for that reason. I was like, I can't believe you just said that. And he was like, they need to improve. We need to improve. And this just tells me one thing. Rom is the main man in this squad. We already knew that, but now we heard it out the horse's mouth. We heard it from the gaffer. We heard it from Thomas Tuchel. And he openly says it. He is the main man. Get on board or you won't be playing. And I like that. He spoke about how we have 10 different goal scorers. And I thought this was a good question. And he said, you know what? That's nice. It's nice to know that we can count on goals from different areas. And I think in the long run, it is good. But I think you do need 3 out and out prolific double figure guys. And I mean 1 in the 20s and 2 in the 15s range. You need that, because if you're going to compete, if you're going to win something, you need to have reliable goal scorers. You can't be asking Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, Alonso to be popping up with the goals. I'm sorry, it's not going to lead you to a title win. You don't do it by committee. You do it by having star boys, star players. You keep clean sheets by committee. You don't score goals by committee. It was very interesting how he almost engraved an excuse, and I don't like this part. He was open and honest. He was like, look, some players are tired. And it happens when people go on internationals, they come back, they're exhausted. So if performance is a little bit low, it's because people are tired. And I think the Ben Chilwell aspect of it is the truth. You know, Ben was exhausted after the Euros. Even though he didn't play, mentally he was exhausted, he was fatigued. And now he's getting a little break. He's not going away on international duty. And Tuchel's basically said, look, we have to just trust our squad. We need to manage them accordingly, and hopefully good things will happen. And I believe in Tuchel when he says stuff like that. Finally, he spoke about us respecting our opponents. He was saying how Thomas Hasenhuttl, I don't know his first name, Ralph Hasenhuttl, I think he is very direct. He wants high energy, high press. They're friends. They get along very well. They know each other for a long time. And he was saying how his style is very similar, but we can't focus on them. We need to cause them problems ourselves. And how it's going to be a high energy gegenpress. It's going to be a Bundesliga game. And I agree with every bit of that. I think it is going to be a Bundesliga style game. It's going to be very high energy, very high lines from both teams. And eventually I think Chelsea can break through, and we just need 3 points. I really do feel that. For me, it's simple how we're going to win this game. It has to come by committee, but at the same time, Romelu Lukaku has to be the one scoring all the goals. And it's important, right? We're going to have to go with Mendy. Mendy's going to be the goalkeeper. Back 3, I think we're going to go with Aspi, Christensen, Rudiger. I think Thiago will be rested. I think then you're going to have to go with Ben Chilwell left wing back. I don't want to see Marcos Alonso left wing back. I'm sorry. Right wing back, give me Callum Hudson-Odoi, please. I'm begging you right now. Just give me Callum Hudson-Odoi. You go for a midfield duo. I think Ruben and Kovacic are going to get this shout. I think Jorginho's been injured, man. You can tell something's not right. Something's niggling him. He needs to get a rest. Then, the front three, Manny Mace is back. Whilst Tuchel said he ain't the answer to all of our creative issues, and he might not be the reason we win or lose, it's not that simple. I think he's a big factor, and I think he is important. I think Timo Werner is going to be on the left-hand side. I think he's going to get recalled into the team. And I think Romelu Lukaku is going to be up top. Rom needs to start scoring now. This is it now, Rom. We know you're a flat track bully. We're going to need you to be a flat track bully. And I need you in the next 5 games when it's weaker teams to get yourself at least 5, 6, 7 goals. I need this, a run of games where Romelu Lukaku is just slapping everyone, left, right and centre. So this is my team. I want to hear your team. I think Tuchel might have 1 or 2 changes compared to my team. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you later. Peace out. Bye.